Touch of the gloves and we're underway. Sean Brady is in blue. Gilbert Burns is the underdog in white.
So when it comes to the stand-up ability, I do give a pretty sizable advantage to Gilbert Burns. However, Sean Brady getting better all the time and improving, but he's definitely wants to get this fight down to the ground.
That combination draws a smile from Durinho.
In the progression of Gilbert Durinho's striking, I really like the way his left hook is developed and his overhand right.
Yeah, just the way he puts it all together. The work he's done with Henry Hooft down at Kill Cliff, I mean, it's clearly on display. Very, very smooth these days. When you look at him, you wouldn't think that this was a guy who came into the sport as a jiu-jitsu specialist. But also, Sean Brady, his boxing's looking sharp as well.
As we're seeing early, Bispy, you said this might turn into just a striking battle, which we see so much in mirror matches because they're both so good at grappling, they're not going to waste the energy. They're just going to stay striking, probably. But we'll see. There it is. That's what I want, I should say.
You got so many things right, Dom, you're allowed for that one.
Dom never gets anything wrong, don't lie.
Oh, come on. I just don't want to see them just stand. I want to see everything because they're both so good on the ground. That's the selfishness in me, I guess.
Yeah.
Brady walking Burns across the octagon now after returning to his feet.
Well, the way that Brady just exploded back to the feet like that, it kind of, it's disheartening for Burns to think, well, why would I bother putting all of that effort into doing that when he just has the ability to bounce up, you know?
Well, Brady's among the better conditioned athletes across the entire UFC roster, no matter the weight class. I mean, he is just so committed to, I mean, you ask him what his hobby is, it's to go on a 60-mile bike ride with Felder or a long run. His favorite sport to watch is CrossFit. I mean, that's the type of passion he has for training.
He is constantly burning calories. How he stays so well built is beyond.
Heavy on that, Wizard. Off the fence now. He's going to read the short fuse. It's 2 minutes. Nice.
I mean, if you put both these guys in matches throughout their whole career, neither of them are ever put on their butt very often. So for them to get each other down is going to be a lot of trouble.
Little knee there from Brady.
Underhook and a body shot for Brady as he works his way back off the fence. Minute 40 to go in round 1. Trip from Brady. Burns back to his feet and back to space.
Oh, Burns straight back in, out of range with the elbow. You know, it was a situation like what we just saw there that happened in Burns' last fight against Jack Della Maddalena. It was just the fact that Jack was able to get back to the feet quick and being much younger. And that's just a sad reality. Oh, Burns is 38 years old. You do start to slow down a little bit. Brady is younger. He is 31 years old. 7 years younger, a little more sprightlier.
For me, it's fun to see the layers of this fight because they both come from a black belt jiu-jitsu background. Was their first martial arts. I mean, that's what they started with. And you can see the fight starts on the feet, the striking, and then goes to the wrestling. And so far, it's been striking and wrestling the whole match. It hasn't really been any jiu-jitsu because they have to get to that layer of the fight.
Yeah, but these are guys that can't wrestle. You know, often when we talk about guys with world-class jiu-jitsu that competed at a high level, a lot of the time they don't have the best wrestling. You know, but these guys can do it all. Yeah, Robbie Lawler there, the legend, saying, got to take that left arm swing it all the way over. That was a terrible Robbie Lawler. But he's right, though. That's what he's got to do. And Gilbert Burns knows that.
Another reversal, this time from Burns. Quick 30-second break. We'll be back with round 2 coming up next. no matter the result of this Brady fight, he will be on the ESPN Plus post show breaking it all down. Burns wobbles him early in round 2.
And that's the difference. That's what Gilbert Burns can do. The man has a big, big power advantage.
More grappling pressure from Brady early in round 2 than in round 1. Burns able to defend.
Yeah, so far, and let's remember, this is a 5-round affair. You know, so can Brady sustain this kind of output and grapple heavy attack throughout 5 rounds? It is exhausting. He is a young man. We need to speak about the conditioning level of him. But again, it's really, really hard. Burns defending here. Now Brady backs off, gives Gilbert Burns some space to operate and finally do some real work.
Like that mouthpiece, right?
It's nice though, good attack for Brady. I'd like to see a little higher output from Gilbert Burns right now.
He's got Robbie Lawler in his corner, so there's something that tells me he's waiting to unload at the end of this fight in the last 2 rounds. If you ever watch Lawler fight, that's what he does. He holds back the whole fight, and then at the end of it, he unloads, and he's won a lot of fights this way. And Gilbert Dudino is not keeping a crazy pace. He's defending really well, but really this fight has been Brady with all the offense.
Oh, heavy shots from Burns.
Now we got Gilbert getting after it. That's what he's got to do. He's got to be first. He's waiting a lot.
You know, it's interesting this week, Sean Brady went off on media day. But, you know, because a lot of people online were saying that he got fraud checked by Bilal Muhammad. He then went on to become champion. Of course, he rebounded and beat Kelvin Gastelum. It was interesting to see, but look at that. Was that Gilbert? Was he wobbling a little there? Yeah. Or just shaking it out?
Gilbert's waking up more. He's throwing more offense, and that's what he's going to need to do from this point on in the match. He's going to need to let that offense go because Brady has really been wrestling a lot.
Yes. You know, and whilst it's not exactly the most exciting stuff when you're wrestling a lot, he is controlling the fight. And I tell you what, when he goes into those clinch positions, he's punching his way in. But look at Gilbert Burns, man, look at that. Every time he's been taken down, turns it around. And now it's Gilbert in control.
So Brady landed a nice takedown, and Gilbert landed in a half-guard sweep position, elevated Brady right off that takedown and countered the takedown with his own, and now he's dictating the pace on the fence. Nice scramble from these two right there.
90 seconds, round 2. Brady scrapes with the fence and fires a jab.
I haven't seen many kicks from Gilbert Burns tonight.
Now, how about the total strikes for Sean Brady? 100 already, landing at a 75% rate.
Yeah, he's got more offense for sure than Burns, and that's why Burns is going to want to turn it up in the next 3 rounds. And Burns definitely has the cardio and the pace and the offense. He's got all the tools to do it. He's just got to let him go.
Yeah, but if he's going to let it go, he's got to start doing it soon. We're about to be in round 3. Oh, that's a nice right hand by Sean Brady. I mean, Gilbert Burns has got a chin. I mean, look at the head. The man doesn't even have a neck. So he can take a shot, he can take a beating.
Short shot from Brady. Follows it with a double jab.
Yeah. Burns is swinging at fresh air a lot of the time here. Brady is having a real good round 2.
Final 10 of round 2. We'll head into a third. Receive a special offer of $10 off if you buy before September 9th. ESPNplus.com/BPB.
Seemingly Gilbert Burns is playing catch-up here. Yeah, Aaron Bronstetter has got Brady 2 rounds up.
And perhaps things really start heating up if part of the plan was for Burns to really turn it on late in the fight. You can't give away another round. Not that he's given away a round, but
no,
has been measured through the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, listen, it's a 5-round affair. Gilbert Burns has been in there with some of the best people in the world. Sean Brady, you know, he's having a good fight so far. He's just leading the dance. He's going forward. He's being first. You know, he's had some good moments. But we're not even at the halfway point of the fight, you know, and Gilbert Burns is a veteran, very, very experienced, but he does have work to do. You know, he's got to reinsert himself back into this fight. Right now, Sean Brady's having a good day at the office.
Hey, tight. Let's go. Drop it down. 340. 340. Go out there. Let's go, Gil. Drop your left shoulder, this chest and circle. Drop your left shoulder, this chest and circle.
Slow down, get heavy, and then circle out.
Elbow.
Bend your legs, get heavy. Bend your legs, get heavy.
It's just non-stop output from Sean Brady, and that's why I can't stress cardio enough to people. Conditioning in a fight, because the fact that he's attacking all the time, going for takedowns, throwing shots, and look at that, right as I'm talking, then you get moments of brilliance and technical genius from Gilbert Burns.
Swung from the ceiling tiles on that right-handed Burns. Tried the uppercut. Still dealing with forward pressure from Brady. Now they return to the center.
Gilbert has the power to change things with one shot.
You here, Sean? Hey, 230. 230. 230, Sean. You here? You here? You ready? Let's go. Let's win this next 10 seconds, Sean.
Single leg for Burns. Got Brady just off balance.
Hey, watch the strikes here. Watch the strikes here. The elbow.
I'll tell you
Relentless
what.
pressure. Deeper on the takedown here for Brady.
I was going to say, I'll give it to Sean Brady. He's not shying away from trying to get the takedown. He's at it non-stop, and it's not easy. With 3 rounds deep, trying to take somebody down this consistently, whilst mixing in a decent striking attack at a high level, still keeping his shape and his form, not looking sloppy. Ridiculous conditioning, and that's what's making it so hard for Gilbert Burns, because Sean Brady, the pressure, it's non-stop. Oh, that's a beautiful shot though. Gilbert Burns mixing it up, nice knees and elbows on the inside.
Burns trying to back him off with some power strikes. Oh, repeated knees up the middle for Gilbert Burns.
That's what Gilbert needs to do. He's got to go forward, put Sean Brady on the back foot.
Burns with his own shot. Takes him down just for a second.
Oh!
Big right landed by Burns, but Brady right back in his kitchen.
But then Brady immediately back on the attack. Wow, picks him up, slams him down. And for the first time, we're going to get to see these guys have a little grappling.
Yeah, first real ground control time of the fight that comes for Sean Brady as he works in the guard. Gilbert Burns, both shoulders on the canvas. But there's short time on the clock.
And now it becomes a game of cardio. This is the cardio game right here. last 2 rounds.
Will stay.
Let's fight.
Fourth round, corner of Gilbert Burns, led by Henry Hooft, urging him back in the fight. I believe it was Sean Soriano who wanted him to have better body language in between rounds 3 and 4. Burns in white might be down 3 rounds to 2. He might need a finish in the final 10 minutes. We'll see.
Yeah, it's imperative for Gilbert Burns that he goes forward. The problem is that...
Time.
A bit of a low blow. I think I said 3 rounds to 2. I think
yeah,
3 to nothing was what I meant, of course.
it's okay. We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
I'll
Not
let
you.
No, never me.
Not often.
Never.
Just to the inside, upstairs.
Yeah.
Catches the cup.
I mean, this really changes the fight, too, because you saw at the end of that last round, Gilbert finally got taken down. It was from the exhaustion of these guys. And now with this rest, it restarts the whole process.
Right?
Yeah, and listen, Gilbert is a veteran. He could use this strategically. If I'm Gilbert Burns, if I'm 38 years old, and I've got Sean Brady, like, coming out non-stop, I'm like, I'm taking 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not suggesting that he do such a thing. But don't be surprised if he does.
Oh, that's what he has.
Oh. Go on, Gilbert.
Yeah,
Let's go.
He's not that guy.
No.
I mean, you think about it, a whole extra minute in the middle of the round.
Oh.
That's a 2-minute rest.
He gets a minute rest.
You're great.
Oh, dude.
2-minute break.
Now he really
That's a
gets
3-minute break before the 4th and 5th round. That changes the whole fight.
Huge.
This never happens in practice, where you just get a 3-minute break in the middle of the round. So we don't know how this fight goes from here.
That one more high impact than
Let's have a look.
the previous one. Oh, boy. Shin to the middle.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
So expect to see more of that over-under clinch that we saw in the first 2 rounds in the 4th and 5th, because when they're rested, they have an extremely hard time taking each other down. And now they're both going to be rested.
Yeah, I mean, it was accidental, but they're going to have, I mean, as you said, we just had a minute then. Now it's a minute right now, currently.
That was straight up.
But they just came off
keep an eye
a
out.
minute break as well. So
You guys both had a warning. Come on, let's keep it
3-minute
clean,
break.
guys. All right, ready? Okay, let's fight.
Neither guy did that on purpose. There we go. Look, snappy, fast, short. Gilbert's got to be thinking, though, use that rest to his advantage, and now he's got to explode. I was saying before, the problem is Sean Brady's pressuring so much. It's making it really hard for Burns to have any kind of offense.
Brady sat down on that left cross. Burns answering with a right.
Hey, that defense got to be a little bit tighter. Keep doing that. In and out, big. Footwork. He's waiting on you. Footwork. Move your head.
Sean Brady just looks so more polished in the striking. I mean, it's remarkable. The improvements he's made since when he fought Bilal Muhammad.
And it's because Gilbert's gotten stuck looking for the one big shot. He wants the one big right hand, the one big left hook. Whereas you're watching Brady, he's okay with touching and missing and touching, throwing combinations. That's what Gilbert's looking for. He's looking for the one-hitter quitter. And it works sometimes, but you live and you die by the sword.
He just needs more output as well, generally. There's just not enough volume from Gilbert.
Yeah, see, Brady's okay with throwing a 6-punch combo to the clinch, whereas Gilbert's throwing 1 or 2, and then that's it. And so that's made the difference on the striking numbers. And that makes a difference in the control of the whole fight, plus the octagon control, ring generalship, as we call it. It adds up throughout the bout of the fight.
Halfway through round 4 now. Brady is over 100 significant strikes landed. Burns at just
Fingers
31.
out of the cage.
Yeah, that's a crazy discrepancy. 70.
And that's also 9 takedowns to 5.
Hey, you have to be smart.
So you gotta, I know he didn't get a lot of the takedowns in Brady, but attempting 10 takedowns in 25 minutes, whether you get them or not, is a lot of energy. And so he's controlling the octagon because of those takedown attempts. That's what's keeping Gilbert on his heels.
Good stop, good stop. If you break, he's gonna have to go bigger. Hey, he's gonna go big. He's gonna go big. Be smart on the exit. Watch your head position.
At these moments here, this is when Gilbert Burns needs to explode. These moments are few and far between where they actually have separation. It's only at these moments where Gilbert is going to be able to do anything significant. And look, Sean Brady, he's on fire tonight. He's having the performance of his life against his toughest opponent yet. Well, apart from maybe Bilal Muhammad.
Right. First fighter to earn 3 takedowns against Gilbert Burns in about 8 years. Burns able to return to his feet. Still just about a minute of ground control time in total. Burns trying to roll through. Oh, look out.
Yep, leg lock attempt. I don't think we're gonna...
And this is why people don't try to take down Gilbert. Look at that sweep. When you take him down and you wrestle him, he can counter wrestle with his jiu-jitsu in the sweep attempts. Those were sweep attempts going to the leg locks, and it forced Brady to create space. And then look at these transitions from Durinho. Beautiful.
Yeah, the scrambles, the transitions. It's really, really nice stuff. And this is kind of what we wanted to see. The problem is that they were such, you know, it was almost a stalemate with the over-under hooks and the takedown defense against the cage.
Well, you can't get to the jiu-jitsu because
No.
they're using the jiu-jitsu to get to the wrestling. And then they're nullifying each other's wrestling. And in the striking, they're throwing 1 or 2 shots at a time to get back to the wrestling. So it
Gilbert
turns
just
into a
used so
wrestling.
much energy.
Final seconds tick away. We've gone 20 minutes. We'll need, heading into the final round, he needs to end it to get a win.
Gilbert has fought a really defensively sound fight, but he hasn't had quite enough offense, and that's been the tale of the fight so far.
Sean Brady perhaps 5 minutes away from getting close to the top 5. And matchups with some serious welterweight contenders.
Yeah, you got to give credit to how safe Gilbert Durinho has been, and you got to give credit to Brady for just non-stop offense the whole fight.
Yeah, but if Gilbert's going to do something big, he's got to do it now, because in a moment, Sean Brady's going to advance with the combination. He's going to attempt a takedown attempt. They're going to burn 2 minutes of time up against the fence. These are the moments. It's the final round. Gilbert Burns must empty the tank right now because Sean Brady, he's in cruise control.
John Marquez wanted Brady to put punches up top and shoot for takedowns in the middle of the octagon so that he could kind of run him back to the fence and then work there. Trading jabs a minute in to round 5.
That's a good shot.
Straight right for Burns finds the mark.
Looks like finally Brady slowed down a little bit as well.
Oh.
Time.
Time called by Herb Dean after Sean Brady backed away. I think it was another low blow. He's coming in.
The foot hits. Foot hits the groin, right?
Another look at it.
I mean, it's not exactly what I would call a kick.
Yeah, no hit. He was going for a knee.
He was kneeing,
Foot come up.
and consequentially,
Right.
the instep of the foot may have caught or made contact.
Yours might be a little harder to find than his.
Well, they have
Okay,
caught us.
Bisping.
I'm just saying, Sean Brady's being smart. He's tired.
Oh. And now coming out blitzing.
I just got that one done. So Gilbert was having some real success there, landed a couple of big shots. As we know, 3 minutes left, final round. Sean Brady has to be ahead on the scorecards. Can Gilbert Burns get the stoppage?
Yeah, it looks like Brady's the one turning up the aggression.
Oh! He's been looking for that the whole fight. He saw a hole for it, threw it, finally landed, but wasn't able to get the lights out.
Wow. Did not quite land to the chin. If it did, might be a different outcome. Another big swing from Burns. Needs a Hail Mary at this point. Instead, he's just wearing the pressure of Philadelphia's Sean Brady, who spills him for a 5th takedown.
That's a nice single leg.
Beautiful work. It really is. He's just outworking Gilbert Burns here. Gilbert's doing some tremendous things. Heavy low kicks. He's dangerous on the feet. And Sean Brady, you've got to hand it to him. He came prepared tonight. The boxing's been phenomenal. Takedowns have been there. The output, ridiculous. And the cardio was just off the chain.
Brady, hands on the bicep, Brady. Patient, John, patient. Hands the guards open.
On the platter.
Uses it to get back to his feet. Time, the big enemy of Gilbert Burns at this point.
Beautiful takedown. Beautiful takedown. And at this point, this is just Sean Brady establishing his dominance. Shutting down Gilbert Burns. But look at that, Gilbert's, it's beautiful to watch because he does it with so little energy, which is how it's supposed to be done. All technique.
40 seconds of top control. 40 seconds. Brady, 40 seconds of top control. Hey, snatch your right arm out. Snatch your right arm out.
Focus on positioning now. Focus on positioning. 30 seconds. Keep him stuck. Flying his back.
Hey, push his head down.
Push
his head down.
Look how Gilbert Burns always has his feet on the hips or in the butterfly guard. He's always underneath the arms. He's not hanging over the top of the head. These are the things that we were looking for earlier in the fight card that make a difference to try to get off the bottom. Gilbert can't do it yet, but he's continually got up with those tools.
Well, they go all 25 minutes. Sean Brady with one final takedown just before the horn, before he collapses in exhaustion. 7 takedowns landed for Sean Brady over Gilbert Burns. Figures to add up to victory over the 6th-ranked contender. We'll be back to make it official next. Coming up next, the UFC Fight Night post-show. Keep it locked here on ESPN+. Karen Bryant will be joined by Paul Felder and Dean Thomas, who was in the corner of Sean Brady. They break down all the action. Charlie Arnold has interviews with the winners. I believe Sean Brady will join them on set as well. That is coming up in just moments right here on E+. Here's Joe Martinez one last time.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the scorecards, and here are the totals. 50-45, 50-45, 49-46, all for your winner by unanimous decision, Sean